Left. Please.
Please remain standing and join Taya Bolt and Tyler Zellner as they lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. I want to start by saying this. I've put a great deal of time and effort into organizing today's great assembly. If she wanted to be here, she unfortunately couldn't make it. But it is my pleasure to step in for her and welcome all of our veterans, the Ladies Auxiliary, community members, students, and staff to our Veterans Day Assembly. This is a special day where we honor our veterans, both past and present. This is a time for looking back, a time for looking forward, and a time to say thank you to the brave men and women who have fought and continue to protect the freedom and rights that we enjoy as Americans. Our veterans share a legacy of service that crosses generational lines and upholds the values upon which our nation was founded. Our 8th grade students, once again, participated in the Patriots Pass essay competition, sponsored by our local VFW. Several of our winners will be presenting their speeches that were worked on collaboratively in their history and language arts classes. Our first speaker is Carter Eller, presenting the speech, What It Means to Have Vision.
Patriotism can be found nearly everywhere around the United States. I'm so thankful for our armed forces as they display patriotism and as they serve and protect us every day. When our country privileged to have these rights and honored by the people who have fought to give and maintain them for us. Patriotism is in everyone, their every thought, word, and action.
Our next speaker is the winner of the Voice of Democracy, Noah Winthrop, with his speech, Why I'm Optimistic About Our Nation's Future.
Why I'm optimistic about our nation's future. If you were to look at our nation as a glass of water, how full or empty would you see it and why? An optimist sees the best possibility in every situation. They see the glass half full rather than half empty. Some may think that the future of our country is looking very grim due to the recent government shutdown, the struggling economy, and everything else that is holding our nation back. I, on the other hand, believe that there is still hope for our great nation and its people. As a member of the Christian faith, I believe that God lets everything happen exactly how it is supposed to, and presents us with challenges, not to punish us, but to test our faithfulness in Him. We've all been confronted with challenges, and the future of our nation will most definitely be one of them. But it won't be impossible to overcome if we all band together. At this point, I'm confident in our nation because of the past and future generations, and also because of the protection provided to us. At this point, I believe we need to stop seeing our nation's future as a glass half empty and begin to take the challenge head on. even though our country is going through a very hard time, I know that our nation is going to grow. The reason that I'm so confident and encouraged about the future of our nation lies primarily on the shoulders of our youth. The youth of this nation has the potential to do great things in the future, and that future needs to begin today. Just like every single generation before ours, we need to provide advancements in all the fields, such as medicinal and technological. For example, Alexander Graham Bell built the first telephone that was heavy, cumbersome, and plugged into the wall. But now it seems like everyone carries a phone in their pocket. I believe that this generation, our generation, has not only the potential, but the ability and responsibility to provide great things for the future generations. Things that we can't even dream of today, whether that be medical miracles or a new and improved cell phone. The creativity and energy that our youthful generation brings to the table will provide the means for us to do things differently than previous generations have done, and help us fix problems of the past to help push us forward into the future. I'm confident about our youth today because of the observations that I've made of my peers' unique abilities and the abilities that I have myself. While I believe that it is important that we leverage the talents and energy of our youth, it is also imperative that we use the wisdom and experience of the generations that came before us. All of the generations before us had the ability and persistence to overcome challenges that confronted them. In order for the United States of America to be efficient, our talented youth and experienced older generations need to work collaboratively. Should our youth be respectful, the energy and creativity of our youth, coupled with the knowledge and experience of our older generations, provide the perfect combination for a more perfect union in our advancement in society. The thing that comforts me the most is our military. I know for a fact that our military is the best military in the world. If you look back on history, there's a certain outcome that always seems to happen whenever we, the United States of America, are involved in conflict. We've battled, defended, and prevailed. Despite the odds of the Revolutionary War, outnumbered and outgunned, we still managed to escape the treacherous and tyrannical oppression the British Kingdom put on us. That isn't the only time either. For this reason alone, I am very confident in the safety of our nation, which ends up helping our country's advancement by creating a safe haven for people who live here. This freedom creates a catalyst for creativity to develop new products, more efficient services, or do great things. Not only does our military protect us, but it also provides us with highly skilled workers. When our servicemen and women transition from the military back to the civilian world, they are much better prepared for a career. I believe that the experienced leaders in our military will have a great impact on our talented youth and will help shape this country's future. Society has many imperfections, just like everything in this world, just like every one of us. However, if we can use the skills that God has given us to the best of our abilities, then I have no doubt in my mind that our nation will not only take steps forward, but monumental leaps forward. With the eccentricity and newfound creativity of our youth, joined with the experience and knowledge of our more mature generations before us, I am positive that our great nation will flourish. Like they say, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. And I believe that these setbacks and difficulties that we are encountering only make us that much more resilient. Again, the future is now, and it's looking very bright for our nation.
As is a tradition at our Veterans Day Assembly, the student helpers will present carnations to all veterans and police auxiliary. It is our little way of saying thank you for giving of yourself. I would ask that the veterans please stand or raise your hand so we don't miss any of you. chair in front of us with the American flag is an honor of the brave men and women who have lost their lives protecting our freedoms. Next, we have Zach Nettle with this speech, What is Patriotism?
What is patriotism? I like to see a man proud of the place in which he lives. I like to see a man who lives so that his place will be proud of him. Abraham Lincoln. People that serve in the military risk their lives to protect their country to people. They make not only their family proud, but their country as well. However, some soldiers, like the Vietnam veterans, weren't as respected as other veterans because the people didn't agree with sending them. In my opinion, patriotism is to always respect the veterans and be glad for the freedoms we have. Many veterans from Vietnam lost their friends when they came back, just because the friends thought the soldiers shouldn't have gone anywhere. Most of the soldiers were drafted, so they had to go. Vietnam was not a popular war, causing those veterans to not be treated as highly as the veterans from other wars. The people of America need to realize that the Army is dangerous. People die fighting all the time. They need to respect and treat all veterans the same, no matter what your opinion is on sending troops or not. Furthermore, we can't take for granted our freedoms we have. We get to make choices every day that people in other countries don't. Every day we get to choose what we wear, what school we go to, what sports we play, what we want to be when we grow up, and so many more. We get to make so many choices that we forget that they are all due to our country being free. We have the freedom of religion, speech, press, assembly, petition, the right to bear arms, and many more. All of these are due to soldiers that show patriotism and won our independence. We need to respect every veteran and be glad that we have so many freedoms that people from other countries don't have. People take for granted that all soldiers are protecting the country and that all of our freedoms come from them. So many soldiers show patriotism that the least we could do is show a little back. That is what patriotism means to me, respecting and thanking all veterans and thinking about all the choices we get to make.
At this time, the middle school job skills class would like to present a little gift for all our veterans. help me next to welcome our guest speaker today, Bob Barton, with the VFW chapter.
Good morning. 3 years ago, my wife and I moved to Eagle River. Although it's been a second home to us for almost 50 years. The thing I've experienced the most in those past years is the patriotic spirit that exists in Eagle River. I think when we look back at the 4th of July parades on Wall Street, that's proof enough for me. But I'm always impressed by the things that our community is doing on behalf of all veterans. So on behalf of the VFW Post 8637 and the Women's Auxiliary and the American Legion, I want to thank you for inviting us to spend this Veterans Day Assembly together with you. I want to give special thanks to Jackie Cogman, who organized this for us. I'd like to thank Sarah Simic and Nancy Foster and their American Kids Club, the All American Kids Club, for all the cards and the drawings that we receive on Memorial Day and Veterans Day. So I'd like Kenny to come out. I want to thank him for the wonderful drawing that he sent to me. I know there's other veterans that carried their letters here today. These are just a few ways the school has given us an opportunity to learn more about and appreciate the service of our men and women in the armed forces and the sacrifices that they make in serving our country. But in thinking of our veterans, thousands of them return home, picking up their lives where they left off. Thousands return with disabling injuries, requiring extensive hospital care and rehabilitation. So I'd like just to mention a few programs that you might be familiar with and that we can all be proud of. One is called the Wounded Warriors Project. It was formed by several veterans and friends, moved by the stories of the first wounded service members returning home from Afghanistan and Iraq. It took action to help others in need. In Operations Iraqi Freedom, Operation Enduring Freedom, and New Dawn, for every soldier killed, 7 were wounded. Combined, over 48,000 servicemen and women have been physically injured in recent military conflicts. In addition to the physical wounds, as many as 400,000 servicemen suffer from the combat-related stress, major depression, PTSD. You can add to that another 32,000 that experienced the traumatic brain injuries. As I mentioned, the Wounded Warriors Project is a nationwide program designed to provide the necessary care that these wounded warriors require as they return to civilian life. Its mission is to honor and to empower wounded warriors. Its purpose is to raise the awareness and to enlist public aid. In addition to the rehabilitative effort, there's also an alumni program which provides a long-term support to them and their families, which includes getting together at various exclusive events throughout the year, including various dinners and sporting events. Another program is called the Wounded Warriors in Action. It's also a nationwide program that began in 2007 and is dedicated to serving our nation's combat wounded Purple Heart recipients by providing outdoor sporting events as a means to recognize their sacrifice and to encourage independence and connections with their community and promote healing and wellness through camaraderie and a shared passion for the outdoors. A veteran connected to this program, and many know him, is Scott Spurgeon of Phelps. Scott was severely wounded in Afghanistan and is very grateful for the help that he and his family have received through the Wounded Warriors Project while recovering from his injuries. But ultimately, it was his love of the outdoors that helped him to get back to what is, we could call, a normal life. It's been his hope that through the Wounded Warriors in Action, that he could pass on his knowledge of hunting and fishing and hopefully help his fellow wounded warriors. So for the past several years, Scott and his friend Robin Bull hosted a fishing outing for Purple Heart recipients. This year there were 4 veterans that took advantage of that day out on the lake. But the money needed to finance in February at their dinner banquet. The items are donated by families and business people of the towns surrounding Eagle River. Scott related to me that it's the overwhelming generosity of these communities that makes it all possible. I also need to mention Mike Vinovich and his wife were responsible for a golf outing held at the Eagle River Golf Course the past 2 years. The money collected from the participating teams is to support Camp American Legion in Tomahawk, Wisconsin. This year they were able to donate $7,000 to the camp. And $2,000 went to Scott Spurgeon to support his fishing outing. Camp American Legion is a place dedicated also to serving Wisconsin veterans, providing rest, relaxation, recuperation, and rehabilitation while enjoying the great outdoors. There are many other local events that have taken place in honor of our veterans. I'd like to mention just a few. In July of 2012, the Vietnam Memorial Traveling Wall was brought to Eagle River. And our thanks goes to Todd Ochterberg and Terry Chirgasek, who were largely responsible for the 15 months of planning that went into making it all possible, and also to the Decker family for the use of the derby track where it was displayed. When we go to the derby track, for those that participated in viewing the wall, you never look at that track the same way. But it gave us all an opportunity during that week to honor the over 58,600 men that lost their lives in that war. And I'm proud to say, as many veterans here, we're proud to be able to be those that assembled that wall and took it down. I can't put it into words, the feeling that we all felt while we assembled that wall, knowing the reason why it was needed. And actually this past year, a couple of our members in the post went on an honor flight to view the memorials in Washington. In closing, I want to say that I'm proud to be a part of this community. I'm proud of all the things that our citizens are doing, proud of our teachers, proud of our kids that have learned what our freedom is all about and where it came from. I'd like to thank, as we all can be, for the organizations that provide the help to our wounded warriors as they work their way back to normal life. And again, I applaud the school for instilling in our children appreciation for the service of all our veterans and for the sacrifice that they make in securing our freedom. As you see here, these are the future guardians of our freedoms, and we can all be proud of them. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Harvey. Next, we have the high school concert band that will play the Armed Forces Salute to recognize each branch of the military. You are welcome to stand when your song is being played.
means different things to different people. What does it mean to you? I live in a family with people who fought in war and served. I have learned that it was tough and hard. Think, fighting for your country voluntarily and risking your life doing it. That is love and commitment. Patriotism is being loyal to your country. It is also showing respect to those who served and are serving currently. To be a patriot, you have to take advantage of the things that your country gives to you. One of these is voting. When you vote, you are giving the country your opinion. Your opinion will be heard. You also get the freedom of speech, freedom of expression, freedom of the press, and freedom of religion. You should always support our country for giving you these freedoms. Veterans mainly are the ones that show the most patriotism. They are the ones that have dedicated part or most of their life to this country. Supporting our troops is one type of patriotism to show. Think about what they have done for this country to provide us with these freedoms. Make sure whenever you see a veteran, thank them. Showing patriotism is also enjoying the things our country gives to you. If you work hard, you will get a great education. If you do good in education, you will get put into a job that fits you most. The United States has some beautiful nature and size. If you show love for the country, it will provide these opportunities. To me, patriotism is all about being loyal and showing love to the United States of America. It is about saluting our veterans. Many of them are disappearing now, but there is still time. Think about even why you're going to school today, because of the good education that schools are providing. Think about how you can speak up and be heard, because of speech is freedom. What does it really mean to you? How can you show love? Also, did you thank the veteran today?
At this time, we'll have the presentation of the Patriots Pen Awards and the Voice of Democracy Award by the ladies upstairs.
Morning. My name is Elaine Peter, and I'm the president of VFW Ladies Auxiliary. This is Jackie Thompson, We're here to give off the awards for the Patriots Pen. Third place winner with a check for $100, and that's Carter Miller. Second place winner will get a check for $150, and that's Zachary Neto. And our first place winner will get a check for $200, Michael Schroeder. I just want to say that all the essays we read that the children wrote were very good, and it wasn't very easy picking three of the very best ones, but all the kids did a great job. Thank you, and we hope to see you in Wood again next year.
Good morning. Here to present the Voice of Democracy Awards. Three top finishers. Third place, Morgan Township. Second place for a $200 check, Colton Raymond. And first place for $300, Noah Whitcup. I was proud to be there for the readings of these, and the children, the young adults did a very good job. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Ethan, and we are both members of All American Kids Club.
The All-American Kids Club was started last year at the Eagle River Elementary School. We have 70 members who are all in kindergarten through 5th grade. We meet monthly to work on different projects and thank veterans for our service.
We would like to say thank you to all our veterans here for their service and sacrifice from the All American Kids Club. We are proud of you, and as you leave today, Mika, Jean, and I will be handing out magnets that we made for veterans. Thank you.
On behalf of the students and staff at Northland Pines, I would like to thank everyone for joining us in honoring our veterans. Through service and uniform, veterans have invested in themselves in the security, safety, and well-being of our nation. Now for our finalists.
Please feel free to sing along to honor both our veterans and our country. Mine eyes have seen the glory of the coming of the Lord. He is trampling out the vintage where the grapes of wrath are stored. He hath loosed the fateful lightning of his terrible swift sword. His truth is marching on. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Glory, glory, hallelujah. His truth is marching on. Oh, beautiful for spacious skies, for amber waves of grain, for purple mountain majesties above the fruited plain. America, America, God shed his grace on thee, and crown thy good with brotherhood from sea to shining sea. My country, 'tis of thee, sweet land of liberty, of thee I sing. Land where our fathers died, land of the pilgrim pride, from every mountainside, let freedom ring. God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with the light from above, from the mountains to the prairies, to the oceans, wide with foam. God bless America, my own sweet home. God bless America, my own sweet home. From the lakes of Eagle River to the hills of Tennessee, across the plains of Texas, from sea to shining sea, from Detroit down to Houston, to New York to LA. Well, there's pride in every American heart, and it's time we stand and say, the memories